I think there's just a lot of ways that we are going about, especially in our generation, of just trying to minimize the amount of time that is necessary to do certain things.
Man,
And so I think the problem with the dating apps isn't necessarily the creation or the idea of the app itself. It's I think there's just a lot of ways that we are going about, especially in our generation, of just trying to minimize the amount of time that is necessary to do certain things.
man.
And so I think this social media or social media age, all that kind of stuff, but dating, social dating, I think there's a benefit to that in the sense that I don't have to continuously find myself, whether it's spending X amount of dollars or doing all these other things to do something that I could do in a shorter amount of time because I know what I like and I know what I'm pursuing. So I'm able to determine my swipes that way. I think there's a benefit to that.
Yes, I
However,
agree.
when I say that there's a starting point, the dating app, once we swipe right and there's a connection, you saw something about my profile that you like, I saw something about your profile that I like. That's kind of where the starting point of that conversation goes. And then we're able to really get in depth with the right questions. Now, granted, not all social dating platforms do this because they typically carry prompts, right? They kind of give you some head starts, some questions that you might want to put on your profile that you want people to know about, right? You want to answer questions, conversation starters, break the ice, different types of things. So there's some apps that can get creative with it, and I think it's helpful. But at the end of the day, you got to put in that effort to talk to them and want to get to know them. And I think and what's amazing, okay, Hinge, I think to me is probably the better, more quality one
Okay.
because that one is designed for you to meet them. The app is kind of feeding some like statements in there in the mix. Hey, did you guys meet?
Mm,
Let's meet. What, like, those kind of, you guys are the most compatible. Let's see what this can do. It's designed, I mean, literally the whole slogan, designed to be deleted. So you're going out and you're meeting with these people, most compatible, whatever. You guys have a conversation, voice messaging, text messaging, whatever. But the whole goal is to meet them. And you can go back on the app and update. You met them, how'd it go, all those kinds of things. You have the opportunity to do that. So there are some dating apps that can benefit from that and do use that. I think the problem with the dating apps isn't necessarily the creation or the idea of the app itself. It's the people that are getting on these apps that are using it for the wrong reasons and are lacking intention, direction, and purpose. And you're instead using this as for a plethora of reasons, whether it's to get away from a previous relationship you've been in, you're looking for a hookup, a booty call. You're not really too sure. I can't tell you how many profiles I've come across, and it frustrates me. But I've come across a lot of profiles that are like, yeah, I don't know what I'm looking for. I'm still trying to
mm.
figure it out. Those kinds of things. Well, what are we here for? Like, is this like supposed to be an experiment where you're just trying to see what's out? Like, so to me, I think there has to be more people that are willing to come on there with intentions instead of just saying, "Hey, I'm gonna use this to pass time, and I'm gonna use this to see if I can get a booty call. I'm gonna use this to see if I can get some cheeks later tonight. I'm gonna use this to see, what's up or what could I get away with? What could I do? What could I hide?" Because I just don't think there's no great benefit to that. Yo, listen, I've got something amazing in the works for you available right now. If you're somebody who's looking to make this year your best year yet at diving into your faith and allowing it to become more applicable in your life. Never known where to start. You've always been confused. It feels overwhelming. Maybe you feel you don't have time. You don't know how to apply the Bible into your life. You have so many questions and thoughts as to what makes sense. How does it make sense? Don't worry, your boy's got you covered with the Faith Factory. Click the link down in the description below, and in this Google document, you will find a plethora of resources that are at your disposal for you to be able to grow in your faith. I'm talking Bible plans, content creators to follow and subscribe to that better will enrich your faith, resources, links, books, all of that good stuff, even worship playlists, something to jam out to as you progress through your day. I really think this can be the start of something good for you and the lives around you by locking in and making sure that this year is your best year spiritually, therefore making it your best year ever. Don't forget to click the link in the description and go be great.
Man, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I want to say this to those of you who might be seeing this for the very first time. Sean and I are Christians. And so I want to tell you, our conversation is based off of our faith, basically. So I want you to grasp that. And so I want to talk directly to our brothers and sisters in Christ right now in having this conversation. You get on this app with buffoonery, on any of the apps with buffoonery and manipulation and different things along those lines for the wrong reasons, for everything that Sean was just alluding to. That's when things start to become problematic, is because you're not on this app for you. This is one of my challenges too, Sean, right? You can get on that app, you can be sneaky, you can you can describe yourself. You can have conversations that you probably wouldn't have with another person who shares your value system and your faith, all that kind of good stuff, or whatever. So that's why I think that there's some danger in the whole process. Is there's the ability to be an imposter on these apps. And not that people can't be imposters in person. We hear it all the time about people getting ghosted and all this other kind of good stuff, which is a whole nother part of this process as well that I look at, because I'm looking at this thing and I'm going, if you don't like somebody, you can just straight up just ghost them on here, right? You can block them, take them off or whatever, whatnot. But the goal is to get to meet somebody. The goal is to get into the space to start to have a conversation where you sit down with somebody and you guys start to talk at some point. I feel like it immediately says, this is who I am. And you get to look at that and go, yeah, nah. But you don't get to know the person. You don't get to know, because I want to give you the in-person view of this. You sit down, you have this conversation with the person. You don't know all of this stuff because it didn't pop up on the screen to give you these highlights. It didn't. So now you sit down, and some of those people, this is what I fear, Sean, some of those people that you're going to swipe right on or up or down or block or whatever, you might have had a different conversation with them, like legitimately a different conversation with them in person, and been like, oh, this actually is somebody I really feel like we should do this again and explore this and see this further. But because you're getting this upfront insight, I like this, I like that, but it doesn't tell you how frequently they like that stuff. It doesn't tell you how often they go and do that stuff. Am I wrong? I've never been on one of those apps, so I don't know. But am I wrong? I'm assuming there's not enough space.
No, that's true. That's true. It doesn't tell you, it doesn't quantify it, right? It's a lot of general statements. It's a lot of general descriptions. So they don't quantify it as deep. I will say this, though. I'm just more so of the mindset that it saves time. Like in that regard, I think it saves time. And you're right, because there's a lot of benefit to doing that first date. So I'll go into my experience with where I'm at right now, right? With the young lady that I've been, just in a great space with and pursuing. Okay. So we met on one of the dating apps. We met on Hinge. Okay. It was great. Conversation was it just kind of everything was clicking and in the right spacing.
Okay.
But we didn't leave it. We came in asking more so the right questions, but we made sure that we were able to solidify and lock down a spot where, hey, we're liking this so far. Let's not just keep it here. Let's meet. Let's meet. Let's go somewhere. Let's enjoy some time and get some space and just really get to feel each other out. Okay. Yeah. Because leaving it to the dating app, I completely 1000% agree with you in the sense that now it does become imposterish. Like, I just don't really know what's up. Like who you really are. People can be a lot different in person than they are behind a screen. So you want to be able to test that and put that to the test. I am just simply implying that Hinge messaging that we experienced and we shared back and forth and sharing great conversation, that was just the starting point. Right. And so getting to know those things and trying to see what's up and coming in with intention. So what you here for, what you looking for, right? What are some interests? What do you do? All those kinds of things. That kind of knocks it out in the beginning, because for me, I'm not interested in giving my number off rip. I'm not interested in just swiping right and saying, here's my number. And it's happened. It's been given to me. I've done it. But there's no benefit there, because what if I would have learned something in that chat that would have been like, maybe I don't really want to continue. It's like
That's
maybe I
true.
thought I did
Total
at first,
benefit
right?
there. Totally.
Yeah. So I think there's good benefit there. But again, this is why I stress to people the importance of coming in with an intention and direction.
Right.
Because if you don't have that, then you're just using that to play around. You're not really using that with great intentions to move forward, actually plan a day, actually try to see what's here, invest your time, invest your intention, and really try to build something there. Right. I don't think a lot of people talk about the process of it. Like you're getting on these social media dating apps and you're expecting the first person that you swipe right on to be your Prince Charming, and you're hoping that the Instagram and the TikToks come along really quickly and everything becomes official. Let's talk about the process of getting to know that individual, right? And asking the right questions and really being okay with being in that process and
Absolutely,
being
man.
patient and being
Absolutely.
patient. That is where it's at. The dating apps almost have this subtle programming where everything kind of comes quick. So you swipe right, you match, you say the right things, and then boom, that night, that next day, let's see what's happening. Let's see what we can get popping. What we really want to do though is be in a space where we can meet. Let's go kick it somewhere. Let's go be in a open public area. Let's have some conversation. Let's see how we feel about each other in person, because we're not going to stay to the phone all our lives. Let's see how we're feeling in person. And then, if the first date don't work out, be kind about it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it wasn't really what I thought it was going to be.
Right.
Love to be, you know what I'm saying? Love to, but if it's something that you want to continue building on, hey, I love that. When's the next time we can do that? And
Right.
keep building that and have that conversation. I think dating apps are beneficial in the sense that it just saves time. You're able to get to the point a lot quicker. There are cons in sense of, man, I don't really know you. I know a lot of facts about you and small facts about you, but I don't really know you. So but we have to be willing to be mature about it and have that conversation and move forward in it. Because that process is near and dear and it's necessary. And I do think social media has a tendency of removing that. um, but that's why it's more important to equip that tool of being patient and grow in that, because you just don't want to rush into that
So in other words,
unwittingly.
what you're saying is
Hmm.
you have to master the art of communication and conversation
Hmm.
first on the app, and then once you do get that opportunity in person, you got to master that conversation in order for you to move past all the other stuff that you saw on the app and get down to really like the real nitty gritty. Is this person legit? You also, though, like you said, through the prompts of the app, it gives you the opportunity to look at answers and go, ooh, yeah,
Right.
or ooh, shoot, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna have to pass on that.
Man, I wish I could share this entire podcast with you guys, but I'm gonna have to end it here. If you want to catch the entire episode, check the link in the description where you can find the podcast, the Bridge Podcast, hosted by The Dig, Demetrius Colbert. There is where we are uploading our full conversations. Every new episode is a specific topic on dating apps. Be sure to check out his pages. Links are also in the description. Hey, listen, also share your thoughts and experiences on dating apps. What are your thoughts on what we shared in this video? Comment below. We want to hear from you. Hope to see you there.